Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a mid-month check-in for the sign of Capricorn. So, if you have Cap anywhere in your chart, maybe you vibe with Capricorns, you could be a cross-watcher, whatever the case may be, this reading may resonate for you. As always, take what resonates and leave what does not. This is the internet. Right? If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. Capricorn, this is a open sort of, I'm not doing a structured spread today. This is like I take 6 cards across. We clarify them in twos, and it just gives me a more open-ended conversation feel with the guides for the reading. So that's just how I choose to do the mid-months. All right, let's get into it. Bottom of the deck is your challenge, represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the 7 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. Okay, Capricorn. So 7-7. Sevens could be important for you this month. Pay attention to repeating numbers. It's how our guides get our attention. It's like them snapping at us. But what I think is really interesting here, Capricorn, is that your challenge is like fending off people you don't trust this month. There seems to be energies around you. Keep in mind, this doesn't have to be people. This could be corporations. It could be jobs, whatever the case may be. There's distrust around you right now. 7 of Swords is like lying, cheating, stealing. 7 of Wands is defensiveness. And then the 3 of Wands is like needing to make a move. Ace of Pentacles is back there too. So for a lot of you, this could be your work. Like there's people around you that you don't really trust right now. There might be some shady dealings going on is another way to put it. But interesting. I can already tell this reading is going to be a little tea heavy, a little spicy. So let's get into it. You start with the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. 4-4. A lot of repeating numbers, Capricorn. Pay attention to the repeating number. 7744 is like what just came through. So maybe look that angel number up. I don't know. But with the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles, it seems to me that you are exiting some sort of commitment here. So 4 of Pentacles in the reverse is like letting go of something, letting it free. And the 4 of Wands is commitment, halfway to marriage. This to me reads as like I'm releasing some sort of commitment, some sort of like something that's holding a lot of energy for you right now. Let's see what's going on. Maybe it is work. Who knows? But yeah, you've got the Chariot. Okay, interesting, Capricorn. 4 of Wands. Why are all your numbers repeating? This is a little weird. 8 of Wands. Okay. I think some of you guys... This feels like it's going to be a very straight to the point reading today. Some of you guys are recognizing that you've outgrown a commitment. This is coming through very loud. There's something here that you've been giving your time, energy, devotion to. And now I think you guys are getting, the way I'm hearing it is like over it. Some of you are recognizing that this is not where you want to put your energy anymore. And so now I think the question is, Capricorn, this month, this mid-month is like a check-in with yourself. If I'm not putting my energy in X, then I have to put my energy into Y. What's Y? I don't know why I'm getting like math stuff, like solve for Y. You know, that's sort of how this is feeling to me. With the Chariot, some of you could be like physically relocating. You don't have to be. But the Chariot is the fastest card in the deck. So we're zooming. We're on the move, Capricorn, which is funny because Capricorn is an earth sign. You tend to be a little bit more docile, a little bit slower moving. But it's like all of a sudden... Yeah, Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. It's almost like after a period of moving slow, all of a sudden you're like in hyper overdrive, Capricorn. It feels like very fast, which is going to come out of very left field for you. I almost feel like the advice I'm hearing to give you is roll with the punches. Like allow for a sped up motion here. Allow for things to sort of take off for you and don't get caught up in like a... I'm hearing like being super careful Like, don't get caught up in being overly attentive to detail. Yeah, Nine of Swords. I think really the challenge about this is that with the Tower, I think some of you don't like change. But I also think some of you are a little bit worried about, like, where am I going to go? Again, really strong attention to detail is coming through. Like, you may be a planner, an organizer. That's very Capricorn of you as well. But it feels like this may be a little bit more of a challenge for you because it is a little bit more free-flowing. It is a little bit more, you know, the way my guides are saying this to me is like you can't really pin it down, which I think is a very important thing for Capricorn. I think, you know, as someone with a Capricorn stellium, kind of comes with the control issue territory, you know, as well. It's very much like, I think Capricorn, you're struggling with this because if you can't, I don't know how else to say this. Again, pin it down. If I can't see it, dissect it, understand it in its entirety from how it's made, I'm going to struggle with it. I think a lot of you guys are very literal thinkers, and you're very much like, okay, maybe that's why math came through. 2 + 2 = 4. If I can't plug it into an equation and I can't understand it in an intrinsic way, I'm going to struggle with it. And I think some of you guys, that's where you are with this. You know, as you're moving through this uncertainty, like I said, you're leaving something behind. So you already know that. You're like, okay, that's going right there. I'm walking away from it. I'm moving on from it. But then over here, you're like, well, that means I have to move on to something else. What's that something else? I think for some of you guys, you don't know what that something else is. It's like this feeling of, okay, it's going to show up. Going to show up. I'm waiting on it. You know, it's like, I think some of you guys are like, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I think the problem here is that a lot of you are waiting for something to fall into your lap. And right now, I think Capricorn, the hardest part about this, I think, is that you need to know yourself a little bit better. I think a lot of you are waiting on direction from the universe, direction from source, from someone, somewhere, somehow, to tell you what to do next, and it's not gonna happen. Yeah, 2 of Cups. This is quite literally about how well do you know yourself? How much have you watered your own plants, your own ideas of self, your own conceptualization of who you are and what you want? 2 of Cups can be soulmate energy, but it can also be like your balance between your masculine and feminine. And I think that's where a lot of you guys are coming in here for, you know, or coming into in this next phase of your life is the balance of masculine and feminine within yourself, but also the knowledge of who you are. You know, the knowledge of what you stand for, what your goals are, and where your next, like, place, the way my guides are giving this to me is odd, like settling. Where your next settlement is, like, not really like settling as in like a, oh, I settled to see the movie I didn't want to see. I mean, settling is like, where are you going to plant roots down next? That's where this is really coming from. And I think in order to plant roots down, Capricorn, you have to understand what the long-term goal is. When I plant a root down, when I settle into, think of a plant settling into soil, I already know, I have an idea of what's next. I have an idea of like what the end goal is. That plant knows what it wants to look like. It knows what the goal is here. And I think Capricorn, I think you're a little unsure of yourself right now. I think you're unsure of what the end goal is. Because with the High Priestess and the 4 of Swords, I think a lot of you guys have also been moving so much and doing so much that you don't know. My guides they want me to get straight to the point. You're having an identity crisis. That's what this is. I think a lot of you guys have lost sight of yourself as you've gone through whatever this last phase of your life has been. You've lost sight of your goals and who you are and what you're really looking for here. And I think that's what this boils down to. Let's see. How can we get you through this identity crisis? How can we get you to see what's next? Okay, I just heard really loud. You have to understand what you want. Or have an idea of what you want. Yep, the Hierophant, 8 of Pentacles, and 9 of Cups. Quite literally, in order to have the commitment, to put the work in, and be happy, you have to first identify what the goal is. I think that's where this reading is all about, Capricorn. What's the goal? You know, I think a lot of you guys, you're so used to, this is harsh, this is how I'm hearing it, so I'm going to say it, being led. I think maybe a lot of you guys came from families that gave you very strong direction and had jobs that gave you very strong direction, very logical direction. Oh, you're here, you should move up to here. And then once you get here, your next step is over here, and then you're going to keep going and going. And I think some of you guys, as you exit the machinations of all of this, you're sort of like, okay, I'm falling from a plane without a parachute, is how this feels to me. And I think the problem is that you have a parachute, but you don't know where to land. That's what this is about. You know, if you think about it from that skydiving perspective, where do you want to land, Capricorn? You know, I don't know if any of you have ever played a game like a battle royale like Fortnite or Call of Duty, but that sort of, you know, in the beginning, you're on that, and let's use Fortnite as an example. I'm assuming more of you have probably played that in Call of Duty. You know, you're with your friends, you're on the bus, and you're like, okay, where do we go? The problem here, Capricorn, is that you're on the bus alone. And you're asking yourself, where do you want to go? And you're telling yourself, well, I don't know. With the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, King of Cups. For some of you, this is going to be specific, so take this for what it is. I wouldn't spend anything right now unless you're, like, emotionally prepared. Like, the example my guides are giving me is, and this is really specific, so please only take this if it resonates. If you, let's say, you want to have children, but you don't really know if you want to have children, don't get pregnant. Don't do in vitro. Don't get IVF, which is tens of thousands of dollars, unless you're 100% certain you want to have children. Okay, that's what I think my guides are giving me right now. You know, if you're willy-nilly on something, don't do it. You know, let's say you have, I don't know, you've been box dyeing your hair, and now you want to be platinum. It's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds, probably close into the thousands, to then get to that platinum. But if you're just like, well, I kind of want to be blonde, I think, don't do it. Don't spend your resources unless you are certain, okay? Yeah, Temperance and the Magician. I think, Capricorn, something you guys need to understand is that there is no shame in moving slow. You know, I think a lot of you guys here you want to move on. You want to get to that next place. You want to get to that next, it's almost like if you're like rock climbing, you want to get to that next foothold where you have a grip and you have strength and you're like, okay, I can stay here for a second. Capricorn, where you are right now, you can stay there for a second. You don't have to hit the next milestone to be able to take a break, to sit for 5 minutes and just gather your thoughts, gather your wants, and then decide on the next step. You know, I think a lot of you guys are just, you're underestimating yourself where you are right now. You think you have to get to the next thing immediately. You don't. Okay? Temperance. You have time, Capricorn. You have resources. okay? You don't have to jump from A to K right now. Go take a get to C. Maybe take a break. Then you get to D the next day. You know, I think a lot of you guys are in this place of you want fast results. You want to move quick. And Capricorn, I am here to tell you, unfortunately, that's not happening right now. If you don't know where you need to get to, how can you get to it? If I don't know where the goal is, how can I move quickly to the goal if I can't see the goal? Do you see what I mean here? You want to move fast, but there's no path in front of you. Yeah, 10 of Wands. I think some of you guys have this, like, fear of falling behind. Like, oh, if I don't move quick enough now, I'll lose my position. It's just simply not true, Capricorn. Okay, I think a lot of you guys, this reading is very much your mid-month is a reminder to slow down. You know, it is a reminder that you have gotten where you've gotten without needing to run a marathon to get there, you know, or a sprint, I should say. You know, one of my friends told me, and I think about this all the time, she said to me, life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Oh my God, why didn't I think of that? You know, right now, Capricorn, I think you are in a phase where you want things to move really, really fast or continue to move. Maybe they have been moving really fast. You're like, I want to keep that momentum up. Sometimes you got to pump the brakes. It is not pedal to the metal all the time. Think about like a back road versus a throughway. When I'm on the throughway, the speed limit's like 80. Babe, I'm going 85. I'm going 90. 85. You know, but if I'm on the back roads and the speed limit's 20, I'm going 25. 30 maybe. You know, you have to adjust for where you are. And right now, Capricorn, I feel like you guys are getting off a highway and moving to a back road, and that's okay. There is no shame in that, Capricorn. Go slow. You don't need all the answers right now, I promise you. But also, I'm here to give you a big word of caution. Don't do anything unless you're sure of it. I don't know why that's coming through. With the Tower and the Eight of Wands, I think some of you guys are feeling a little impulsive right now. You're like, oh, wait, maybe I'll shave my head. I'll get that, you know, I'll sit for a 6-hour tattoo. Are we sure about it? Have we thought about it? Is this the change that you really want to see? Yeah. I feel like right now, someone here, I don't know who needs to hear this, tighten the purse strings a little bit. Okay? Yep. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 6 of Wands. You don't have to spend money to be successful. Okay? I don't know why someone needs to hear that, but your gauge on something right now is like, well, I should dump money into it. Why? That's so Capricorn of you. With the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, I'm feeling very strongly that someone needs to be careful with their money right now. Okay? 2 of Pentacles in the reverse is like overwhelm. I think some of you guys have this really bad habit of being overwhelmed and thinking if you throw money at it, it'll get better. It won't, babe. Sometimes we just have to be overwhelmed. We have to sit through the uncomfortability of it. But there is success here. I think a lot of you guys have pigeonholed yourself into this idea, this very narrow idea of success, and this very narrow idea of like what's going to get you success. Right now, it's not throwing money at it. It's not. It just simply isn't. 5 of Wands at the bottom of your deck, babe. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable to grow. That's part of this, Capricorn. This is not just again, I can pay money and it's going to go away. It's just simply not. You know, maybe if you were like, I don't know, I need a professional cleaner for this bad stain. Okay, yeah, sure, throw money at that, it'll go away. But right now, when we're talking about matters of the heart, literally, as I said that, the Ace of Cups came out. Matters of the heart, matters of the soul, matters of your own happiness on an emotional level, I can't throw money at it. I can't. And if I do throw money at it, it's not going to be overnight. Let's use therapy for an example. You know, even with insurance, you have a copay for therapy, but it's not going to happen overnight. I think you guys want so badly to hold on to momentum that you're not thinking about what it's going to quite literally and figuratively cost you. What are we throwing money at? For what? For it's not going to give it the emotional aspect to you. You know, I think some of you guys, this is just, it's almost like habit. You know, what's the habit here? It's like a retail therapy. Is that really going to help you right now? Figure out who you are, what you want? Babe, it's not gonna. Slow down, Capricorn. Take a seat. Get to know yourself better. Settle into your own skin. Yeah, Page of Swords, because only then does the answer come. Only by knowing yourself inside and out, like the back of your own hand, will you figure out where the next spot is, where the next move is, what the next goal is, okay? It's not going to come from spending copious amounts of money on a big change that you think you want. Like I said, I've been box dyeing my hair my whole life, and now I want to be platinum in one sitting. That's not going to help you, especially if that's not even what you really want. You're just sort of like, well, I think I want it. Identity crisis, babe. Sit with yourself. Okay? Let's get you an oracle card. This is the Angel Arium. I use this deck all the time. It's my favorite oracle deck to date. It reads us to filth. It's amazing. It's a reimagining of the falling of the angels. So let's get you a card. What's the advice for Capricorn, please? Mid-month. Capricorn. Just one, please. I'll die if the Angels of Calculation comes out. Okay, it didn't. Cool. You guys have the King, Samyaza. Interesting. This is his persona after the fall. Let's read it. It's number 81 for those of us into numerology. Okay. It may be time to rebel against weakness. A chance to grasp at new fortune is not to be ignored. The only question is whether you are willing to grasp what is available to you. Failing to do so will not benefit anyone, so don't recoil at the chance to take power. Capricorn, I think this is power over yourself. It's self-dominion. It's knowing yourself better. It's giving yourself the power to go slow. Okay? Capricorn, that is what I have for you. That is your mid-month check-in. I hope it was helpful for you guys. If this reading resonates with you or my reading style happens to resonate with you, I'd really appreciate if you considered leaving a like and subscribing. We are on the road to 200 subscribers. I've fumbled that every reading so far, which is great. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can find me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. There's also a Discord server you can join. It is a wonderful community of people. It's also where I post all stream schedule updates, things of that sort. So if you would like that link, let me know in the comments. I'll get you that link, or stop by on stream. The mods are always dropping that link for you. So Capricorn, I hope you have a fabulous morning, afternoon, day, night, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, and I will catch you guys in the next video, okay? Bye.